Cape Cod Broadcasting weaves the listening environments of 99.9 WQRC, Ocean 104.7, WFCC Classical 107.5, Cape Country 104, and CapeCon.com's website experience to reflect the lifestyles of the people who live, work, and play on Cape Cod. We hope that you enjoy this podcast.
Good morning. I'm Rob Woodard. This is Sunday Journal. Today I'm with Ellen Spear, the president and CEO of Heritage Museums and Gardens in Sandwich, and Melissa Russell. She's the preschool director of the 100-acre school, which is located at Heritage. We're going to be discussing a new educational program beginning at the Museums and Gardens in September. It'll be focusing on STEM-based curriculum. Good morning, ladies. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you so much for having us.
I'm delighted to be here.
Great. So, Melissa, let's start with what exactly STEM-based education is. Can you tell me what that is and why it's important?
Yes, the acronym STEM actually stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math. And what we know about education right now is that if students have a really solid base in those four areas, they're able to have amazing critical thinking skills. They're able to look at the world and think about things and come up with great ideas. And so educators are really looking at how we can incorporate STEM into our curriculum to give students 21st century skills.
Well, how long has this STEM program, and I know it's not just here on Cape, correct? It's kind of a nationwide endeavor. How long has this sort of educational pursuit been practiced?
There are some new national standards that have just been promulgated this year. Massachusetts educators were part of a group of educators from around the country who've worked on the national level to decide what that core curriculum, if you will, and what new STEM standards will be. So this is new this year. People have been thinking about STEM for some time, but now the regulations, if you will, or curriculum requirements are now being put out into the states. So we're really ahead of the game in adopting these, and particularly on a preschool level, our own State Department of Early Education and Care for the past 10 years has been thinking about how to incorporate STEM education and a more solid curriculum in preschools. And they're looking to Heritage to really be the implementation of all of the planning that they've been doing.
Okay, so it's been a while since my kids were in preschool. We're talking like, what ages here?
Our school is going to be for students that are age 4 and 5, so it's that pre-kindergarten year. So it'll be that group of students that will proceed together throughout their academic career.
Okay.
And then you can think about it, really, your kid is not going to be sitting there doing algebra. What's appropriate for 4 and 5-year-olds is to really develop those habits of mind that they already have. Kids love to throw a rock in a pond to see what will happen, and they look at those concentric circles. That's a wonderful teachable moment for STEM. So kids say what if, and what Melissa and her staff will do at the school is help kids continue to recognize that inquiry that they're already doing and formalize it so that kids naturally begin to think that way and use their creativity and their collaboration skills.
So as you get this new educational program off the ground, how many students do you anticipate enrolling in the program?
Well, our goal is to have 2 full classrooms of 20 students each, so we'll be able to accept up to 40 students.
Okay, and how's the enrollment going so far?
I think it's going really well. We've only been enrolling students for about 2.5 weeks, and we've already had 4 students enroll and quite a few more coming. So there's a lot of buzz about it. Lots of parents are interested in it, and a lot of educators are also calling and asking, what we're doing and wanting to lend their support.
And we're also giving a little financial break. There's a financial incentive for people who sign up before the end of February. So we're having open houses, or people who are interested can call and get a private tour with Melissa and ask all of the questions prior to signing up.
So obviously it's not limited to residents of Sandwich. Anyone from
anybody.
Okay, anybody can come in.
Anywhere.
Okay, so you're giving a financial break. What is the cost for the school year?
All of the tuition, it varies. So really the best thing for people to do is go to 100acrewoods.org, our website, because you could go for 5 days, you could go for a half day or a full day, or you could go for 3 days. But it's comparably priced to other preschools in the area, so it's a really good value because of the extra curriculum overlay that these kids are going to get. But it's not more than any of the other schools. It's at the going rate.
So obviously you're focusing on a specific area of education. Do the children have to demonstrate any sort of aptitude for STEM
Well, that's the exciting thing about children that are age 4 and 5. They already have this amazing curiosity. And so what we're going to be doing with our curriculum is just tapping into that curiosity and letting it flourish. And we have just such a beautiful grounds at Heritage Museums and Gardens and this amazing collection of museum objects that we're going to be able to utilize those daily throughout our curriculum. So things like teachers could start the day by talking about different types of leaves and asking kids what they know about leaves. And then we're able to actually leave the classroom's 4 walls and go out into the world as our classroom and go on a nature walk and look at different leaves, maybe collect specimens of leaves on our way, talk to our horticulturist or other horticulturist staff as we go along. And then we can come back to the classroom later during the day with those different leaves that we've collected and maybe use a magnifying glass and take a better look at those veins in the leaf or the number of, fingers that leaf has. We might be able to take different leaves and sort them depending on their size and shape. And so what we're really looking to do is not, create this really difficult curriculum. It's just really looking at what's around us and incorporating that into the mindset of STEM, which is fun and exciting.
That's a perfect segue because I wanted to go to you, Ellen, and see how you envision the school and the museums and gardens interacting with one another.
Well, Heritage really has become a 21st century learning center. Our founder talked about his wish for Heritage to be an outreaching force for education. So we've been looking for ways to educate formally and informally. Parents and families already come to us to rediscover the joy of being outside together. And they don't know it because they're having so much fun, but they're learning. So it was a small step as we began to talk with the Sandwich Public Schools and what their needs were, and the Sandwich Public Library to say, how could we use the resources that we have to better prepare kids for public school? So it was a natural, after talking to 10,000 parents with 3, 4, and 5-year-olds, that there really was a need to use the resources that we had in formal education. And we like to call it STEAM, not necessarily STEM, because we're going to talk about history and we're going to talk about art because it really is the whole child. But there will be that scientific emphasis.
So can you tell me more about your interaction with the Sandwich school system and the library, sort of go into a discussion about what you envision there?
Yes, we'll be working closely with their curriculum developers to make sure that the curriculum that Melissa and her team create aligns and maps to the public school curriculum or any kindergarten curriculum, no matter where your child goes. So they'll be very well prepared. They'll have all the things that they need to really succeed better than before in the public school system. The public library is going to be providing the out-of-school enrichment because we really honor parents as the first and best teachers of their children. And there's a lot that parents can do in the out-of-school hours, and the library really is a focal point for that. So to use Melissa's leaf analogy, if they were studying leaves that week, we would count on our colleagues at the public library to have books about leaves, to have programs about leaves, and an extension of that of things that parents can do in the non-school hours in the public library. This is going to be a model curriculum for Massachusetts, and we hope the nation. Nobody else is working with their public schools and their library to align curriculum like this. The Department of Early Education and Care has given us a grant to develop this curriculum and then to share it with other preschool providers. So we hope this really will be eventually the curriculum that most in Massachusetts will use for 4 and 5-year-olds.
And so are you going to build a new facility at the Gardens and Museum? And if so, yes?
Yes, we are in the process right now of renovating a wing where, if you remember where our carousel is, in that building there are 2 wings. One will house our folk art, which will be introduced in a new and exciting way, and the second wing will be 2 fabulous classrooms that will really blur the lines between inside and outside, as Melissa had been explaining.
Can you tell me more about the actual facility itself? It'll be self-contained, or will there be? Is there going to be a lunchroom and all of that?
Yeah, we're really excited. We've had some great input from some great architects to help us design and redesign this space. So, as Ellen had said, we have a large gallery space that's going to be transformed into 2 classrooms, and then there's actually some additional space there where we'll have a multi-purpose activity room. We're putting in brand new bathrooms, a school office, and then an entire new playground for the students at the school. And we put a lot of thought into the safety of our students and how do we have a school on a campus that's open to the public.
Sure.
And so we have really honed those skills over time with various different education programs that we've had at the museum. But we put a lot of thought into creating an area that is separate from the museum public. There will be a door that's locked at all times in between the museum space and the school space that I will be the only one access controlling that door. The entry into the school is going to have its own brand new parking area so that parents can drive right up to the school, which is actually on the far end of the Heritage Museums and Gardens grounds. And so that door will also be access controlled. So we put a lot of thought into making sure that the students are safe and yet they're not separate from the museum because we want to be utilizing everything that the museum has to offer.
Sure, and as you come and go from the building, the teachers will be with the kids,
yes.
and
yeah.
as you make your way around the gardens. And how are you coming along with the construction on that?
Groundbreaking, we're going to start next week. So We're really excited about that. And we'll be done over the summer and go through the licensing process that we need to with the state and be ready for a September 2nd open. I might say, too, we've been working with children, young children, for 10 years at Heritage through our summer programs, and so we know how to move kids around
I bet you do.
100 acres safely, and having this new facility in addition to the grounds is going to be terrific. And I don't know of another preschool where the kids are going to go for a carousel ride every day.
Right.
I know a lot of the parents and the kids were really excited about that aspect.
I'm Rob Woodard. This is Sunday Journal. I'm with Ellen Speer, the president and CEO of Heritage Museums and Gardens, along with Melissa Russell. She's the preschool director of the 100 Acre School, which is located at HMG, and we're talking about a new STEM educational program at the museum. So you're going to need some staff, obviously, and how's the search going there?
Well, we've been really excited by the number of teachers and educators that have been reaching out to us asking, how can I get involved? And so we do have an application process underway right now for our first faculty, and we are looking for up to 4 teachers to join our staff, and I think it's going to be a really exciting endeavor for the teachers that are going to be joining me.
Is there a special certification in STEM that they need to have, or how does that work?
I'm looking for teachers that have a bachelor's degree in education or a related field and are certified by the Early Education and Care, and also just really have a passion for STEM. I think the people that have been contacting me have said, oh my gosh, I've been looking for a program like this to really share my excitement about these different components.
Another aspect of the school, too, is we're going to be bringing in practitioners, working scientists, technologists, engineers, and mathematicians. If you remember when you went to school and, it would be Parents' Day and the nurses would come and everybody's parents would come and talk about what they did, we don't have any role models for scientists or for STEM practitioners. So in addition to the staff, it's been an incredible outpouring from the community of practicing scientists, technicians, mathematicians who will come and work with the kids. So they'll have some idea that this is, something that I could do, like being a nurse or a doctor or a delivery man, or I could be a mathematician.
Put all these numbers and figures, and they can look forward to what they actually are going to do with this stuff. So, a graduate of your program, where do you envision he or she going after that?
Kindergarten.
But would they have a particular focus in STEM, or is it just you just want to get the foundation here?
It's preparation. There's a great study that early success and mastery of math by age 5 is the best predictor of success in school. So if we can help those kids be able to grasp those math concepts, particularly early, they will do so much better in school. So that's really the thing. It's teaching them how to learn and having them understand and honor their own process of discovery that every kid has.
Tell me the areas, Ellen, of the Heritage Museum and Garden that you envision the students, or you, Melissa, either one of you, utilizing the most. What areas are you truly looking forward to visiting?
Well, that's kind of the exciting part, is that it's really the entire grounds at Heritage. We have so many different things that can relate to any aspect of STEM, even going up to the automobile gallery where students can be looking at different styles of wheels and how that innovation had evolved. Doing things in Hidden Hollow, our outdoor education area, looking at any one of our beautiful gardens or trees that are throughout the grounds. We also have an amazing collection of artwork. So I really think that it's not just one area within that entire 100 acres that we're going to be utilizing the most. We're really going to be just looking at the whole world around us and how much we can suck in from that world.
And what's important, too, is that we want to really excite the next generation of museum goers. It's sort of the 20-year audience building plan. Somebody's got to want to take care of this stuff in the future. And I worry sometimes with technology where you can get the Mona Lisa on your phone.
Right.
If somebody's going to care about the real thing. So for me, it's very exciting to be viewing Heritage as a community center and a place where kids can grow up in a museum. It's not the dusty stuff, don't touch, don't talk, don't move. It's a place that's really vibrant and alive where kids can touch the things that were left to us by the people that came before. And it makes you think about your world in a very different way. When we think about sustainability, when we think about environmental issues, when children are exposed to those objects that people left before, they get a sense of time and how they fit in that stream in a very different way. And hopefully some of them might be interested in museum work in the future, or at least as citizens to care about those things that are so important to our cultural heritage.
We've got just a few minutes left, so I'd like you each to sum up what you're looking forward to, what people who are interested in, how they can contact you. I don't know who wants to start with that.
Well, I think I'm the most looking forward to all of those happy little faces coming into the school on September 2nd. We can't wait to have our first class of students join us and for us to be able to share some really great curriculum that we're really thrilled to be creating, and to be a part of each one of those students' families for an entire year is really going to be a great gift. And so I'm just really excited about this new adventure for me, because I am thrilled to be part of a museum that really values education and values the whole child and how much we need to give back to that child.
So people can contact us through our website for the forms that they need at 100acreschool.org, or they can call Melissa at 508-888-3300, extension 158, and she will be happy to arrange private visits. We have upcoming open houses that are happening as well, so we invite people to be in touch with us.
Our next open house will be on Saturday, February 22nd from 10 to 12 at Heritage Museums and Gardens.
Okay, well, unfortunately, we are out of time, but thanks very much, ladies, for an informative discussion, and truly good luck with the new endeavor. I'm Rob Woodard. I've been talking with Ellen Spear and Melissa Russell about a new STEM educational school at the Heritage Gardens and Museum. This is Sunday Journal.
This podcast is a presentation of Cape Cod Broadcasting, which is solely responsible for its content. Thank you for listening. For more information, please visit us at CapeCodBroadcasting.com.